Hey guys, today's video, I'm going to be showing you my post-game mag maintenance for my First Strike T15 V2 mags. And I guess to a certain degree this will apply for V1 mags if that's what you're running. Alright, what are you going to need? You are going to need a clean rag or cloth of some sort. And or you can use some paper towel, white paper towel, blue paper towel that I happen to have on the side here. Whatever it is you have to wipe down, as long as it's clean, you're good to go. You want it clean because the last thing you want is any kind of debris or whatnot that's on the rag to potentially scratch the ball channel of your magazine, right? Next up, you will need a flathead screwdriver to help take apart your magazine. I strongly suggest you have a toothbrush of some sort to be able to scrub down and get into all the little nooks and crannies in your magazine. And you may want to consider using this stuff, okay? Before you start reading the label, if you run V2 mags that are brand new, don't worry about this. This little part of the video doesn't exist. Don't listen, okay? But if you are running older or well-used mags, listen up. This is a food, plant, silicone lubricant. This lubricant is really runny. It's almost like water. But it's slippery water, if that makes sense, because it stays slippery. Anyways, I've been using this stuff for a couple of years, actually more than a couple of years, with my magazines, and it helps keep them running smooth. I'll explain a little bit more when I get to the step, but just something for you to consider and look into. All right, we're going to start by disassembling our mag. Let's do the bottom plate first. I'll slide the guy off, set it aside. Now, before you're wondering what that is, those are my initials. Figure I'll just explain. I have my initials down at the bottom on my bottom plate because should I lose a magazine during gameplay, at the end of the day, when I go to the lost and found looking for it, it's the way I can identify my mags, quick and easy, and it's discreet, so people don't, know right away. Oh, but now you do. Yeah. All right, continue. Grab your flathead screwdriver. You're going to place it in between the metal plate and your magazine. Push in, twist, and push up with your thumb to unlock it from that little clasp. Do the same thing on this side. Push in, twist, and push up with whatever finger you happen to have handy. I guess this mag is a little bit caked, so it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. All right, pop the top cap off, peel it off. I have got some paint on there already, so I want to clean it because just to get it done and out of mind. Don't want to forget about it later on. This is where the toothbrush comes in handy because it helps you get into those tight spots to remove any kind of crud. All right, good enough. Set that guy aside. All right, here comes the fun part. We're going to take apart the mag and see what we got. Now, just do it slowly because there is a spring in there. And actually, before I do crack it open, I want to mention this. Don't wind your mag. I know some guys like to wind the mag to be able to make it easier to reinstall the winding mechanism. Don't. Because if your pawl, like mine right here, not your pawl, your follower is covered in goo, who knows what dirt's underneath it potentially, and the last thing you want to do is pull that follower all the way through your ball channel and spreading the ball, goo, love, and dirt and other crud and potentially scoring and marking up your ball channel. You don't want to do that. Just leave your follower where it is, make sure it's disengaged so it doesn't pop out on you. And there you go. All right, anyways. Recommendation. All right, so we're going to open up. Do it slowly just because there is a spring and you don't want to take the chance of stuff going all over the place. And, well, it's not too bad. I've seen worse. I've seen way worse. I've seen a lot of gunk in there. All right, grab your rag. Start cleaning that mag. Release the ball channel. Obviously not like that. Should flip it around, might help. You basically want to be able to get every little bit out, or at least as much as you possibly can. Give it a quick wipe down. I'm going to use a toothbrush because there are little channels on the edge of the magazine. You want to make sure those are clean so they engage properly, so when you reassemble your mag, they stays nice and snug together and doesn't allow stuff to come in through the crack. All right, that one's pretty good. Set it aside. I'm going to remove the winding system and clean the spring and the follower first before I do the other half of the mag. Hold that guy. Again, toothbrush. Gets rid of the paint really well. All right. Going to clean that follower and spring a little bit and get rid of the goo. Try to do this quickly just for video purposes so you guys don't have a long video to watch. All right, that's pretty good. And we'll continue with this half. Just get that goo out. quickly. Again, just because there is that channel on the edging of the magazine, I want to make sure that's clean so that both halves re-engage well, stick together well. All right. Now, this mag has been used for a couple of years. I will give it a silicone treatment, obviously, so you can see what I do. So basically all the paint's been taken out. I'll set the rag aside over here. I'm going to grab this lubricant and I'm going to spray in the ball channel all the way through. Now typically I'll let it sit there for about 5 minutes, give or take. But for video purposes, again, I just don't want the video to be too long. I'll let it sit for now, grab my rag and start wiping it down and put my dinosaurs back. There you go. All right, so wiping it down. When you wipe this down, you don't want to leave any liquid in there, just because you don't want to have extra liquid in your magazine if you don't need it to be, I guess. All right, give it a wipe. Should probably do this a little bit better. There you go. Set that one aside. Go to the next. All right, just make sure you don't have any pooling of the lubricant in there. Once you think you have everything out, you're good to go. I'm going to set this rag over here out of view. Now, I don't know if you can tell quite in the video. I really hope you can. But since I've put the lubricant in it, not only is it a lot more slippery, it'll help your spring and your follower feed better. But, I mean, you can see the shine in it. It looks revitalized. It looks nice and fresh. All right? Okay, so we're going to reassemble our mag. We're going to grab our winding mechanism. We're going to set it inside the mag half. Now you may have to push this back for it to sit properly. Let's see. Why don't you want to go in? I still missed them. All right. There you go. Put the spring in the channel. Don't worry about it popping up the top. You can take care of that after, if you can hold it down. Take the other half. All right. Missed some more. All right. Now, to squeeze both halves of the mag together, you are going to have to pull this back, just like that. And while you're pulling it back, you can clean off a little bit of paint that you missed, and then push in your follower. And you're done. No, actually, you're not done. You got to reassemble. So we're going to put back our top cap first. So put it on, push until it clicks. Just like that. Now, while you're here, I'm going to give you this suggestion. Make sure that the cap is nice and snug. You don't want this thing moving up and down. Reason being is if it moves up and down, when it's locked into your mag well, if this metal plate winds up going up a little bit higher, it will affect how your magazine pawl that releases the follower functions. So sometimes it may not be totally engaged, and while you're playing, your follower will stop feeding because it's not released, it's hung up on this. That can lead to chops and headaches and shooting soup. So just make sure this is nice and snug. If it's not, there's videos out there that show you how to adjust it, but quickly you're going to give this guy a bend, and that usually snugs things up quite well. All right, grab your bottom plate, slide that guy back in, and you're done. That's it. Hopefully this video will help you out in some shape or form. And as always, guys, if you have any problems, questions, concerns, post a comment, shoot me a PM. I'll help out as best I can. All right, guys, cheers.